welcome to this audio-video overview of the current opportunity with GlobeRunner for a digital marketing account executive. Now, this opportunity is currently active and open, and the reason you're receiving this is because this is the fastest, most efficient way we can get you a bunch of information about the company, the role, the opportunity, without having to schedule a conversation with you. Now, why are we doing this? Well, as I said, this is a very time-sensitive activity, so we're trying to compress the recruiting process by doing some creative things. So at this point, congratulations, you're actually farther along in the process than maybe what you realize. Because the way we started this was we posted a job, or maybe we invited you to consider this opportunity via an email. And then there was a pre-screening process based on your resume, your background, years of experience. And then there was a review made, and then you were identified for potential next steps. So now we are at the place where we want to give you additional information so that you can make a great decision. And if this seems like it's in line with your career goals, your objectives, and what you want to be doing with your 8 hours a day, then we want you to provide us with some additional information via a questionnaire. And at that point, it sets us up pretty much on third base to be able to have some very meaningful conversation and discussion with you. So after we receive that response from you, then we go to next steps where you're potentially scheduled for a conversation with someone on the hiring team. So again, this process is an accelerated recruiting model, and it's basically able to ensure that we treat everybody fairly, but we also don't shortcut or misrepresent anything. Everything we give to you is the same thing we give to other folks, but we also only provide this information to very select people that have already been through the process so far. So let me ask, first of all, a question, because ultimately, you may or may not be the right person, but if this sounds like you, this might be the opportunity you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for more money because you're in a position where you're kind of stuck. You haven't had growth opportunities. You haven't had a chance to move along in your career because a job opportunity has not made itself available. Or maybe you're looking to improve your resume. You want to have certain logos that are well recognized, or career experience, or working with a reputable organization with a strong track record. Or maybe you're just looking for something that's a lot more stable. I mean, we all know that in the age of COVID-19, there's a lot of organizations that come and go. They're dramatically impacted by what's happening in the marketplace. And the idea of working for a stable company that's growing, has a long-term history, and is continuing to thrive is really a blessing. Or maybe you're looking to develop your skills and abilities to take your own capabilities to the next level, and that will advance your career. So if any one of these things sound like a situation that you're in right now, then this is for you. Let me introduce myself first of all, real quick. My name is Mark Galvan. I am a recruiting manager, and I basically have the objective of creating a win-win, win-win scenario. That means if you're the right candidate, you win because you get a great job, great opportunity, everything you're looking for, but the company wins also because you're exactly the kind of person they're looking for. But there's somebody else in the equation, and that's the customer that you're serving through the business. The customers need to be excited that the company hired you because you're so amazing and they love working with you. And then there's somebody else behind you, and that is whoever is at home. Your family needs to be excited that you got this opportunity, and it's what you've been looking for, and it serves all of the needs that you have and gives you an opportunity to grow in your career as well. So all those stakeholders are really the ones that have to benefit, and that's what we're looking for. Now, we're also, again, like I said, moving along this process in what we call an accelerated virtual recruiting model. And so this information that you're getting now is only going to a handful of people. At this point, after you respond and provide us some additional information, we'll be reviewing all that this week with the possibility of setting interviews for later this week or early next week. So like I said, this could move very, very quickly. The start date for the position is immediately, as soon as possible. So At this point, I want to jump into more information about the company because a Globe Runner is based in Addison, just north of Dallas. And from what I can see, it is a company that is not only well established and has the track record to prove it, but they have some unique things that make them different from other ad agencies in the space. Number one, they have a set of core values that is not just something that's a poster on the wall. I mean, they really live it. It comes out in everything that they do. Their core values include putting clients first, leading with integrity, owning the work you do, playing to win, no competition there, and then never stop learning. I love that. So these things make up the characteristics of the culture. Everybody knows that these are the things that the business values and the customers value, and also serve you well as well. Now they have a tight organization that's part of the corporate culture. They call it ground control and their mission control team, and you would be part of that in servicing existing customers. So one of the things that is unique about the business is their tenure in the market. I mean, they've had over 10 years of success when ad agencies pop up and die and go away all day long. So that's a huge differentiator. Another is their track record of success. And this shows up in the results. If you look at their client testimonials, if you look at client longevity, it speaks volumes for the quality and consistency of the work they provide. Matter of fact, there's a URL you can go to at globerunner.com/testimonials that gives a bunch of examples of actual customers and their personal experience in working with the Globe Runner team. Another thing that's unique is they actually have a very well-rounded group of experts that are all in-house. I mean, these are folks that are top-notch in their field, so they literally have strategic capabilities, tactical capabilities, and technical skills all in-house to be able to deliver a full turnkey type of solution to an organization. So they're not just handling one piece of it. They can handle all of it, from strategy to implementation to maintenance. So that's something that's also unique. And also, I see a passion for the middle market, the businesses that are not real small, but they're not the big companies. They're that middle market that's often neglected, and that's their passion, to be able to support that mid-market. And I can tell you from a recruiting perspective, it feels great to be able to represent an organization that has the quality, the performance, the people, the character, the leadership that would make any one of us happy to work there. So that's a privilege. Trust me, I've done recruiting and supported recruiting for organizations that I can't say all that about, and that's not fun. Now, the job itself is probably a fairly traditional account management role, except you're going to have your hands help guide and direct all of the client's strategic activities as they continue to evolve. So you know, if you're in digital marketing, you don't just develop a plan and then it is executed and it never changes. So you're involved in the client retention, the client profitability, expanding the footprint of how you're working with that client, and evolving that relationship and the strategy that's deployed there. So it's a wonderful experience. Now, if I had to describe a day in the life, I would say it definitely includes client meetings. Now, most of that stuff's going to be virtual, Zoom, phone, responding to emails, tracking projects that are in progress and all the tasks associated with that. And there are project management tools that are available within the company, as well as analyzing reports. I mean, you're always looking for feedback from the execution of the digital marketing efforts to be able to adjust and refine and retarget those kinds of efforts. Some of the essential duties and responsibilities include being able to have a high-level understanding of digital marketing strategy and to be able to develop that and nurture that, as well as some of the detail strategies around SEO, assessing a technical website for how it's how its content marketing and paid marketing, email marketing integrates with their web presence, conversion optimization strategy that's currently being used. So if all those things sound familiar and excite you, then you're probably our kind of person. Pretty typical day also includes just responding to all the issues related to campaigns that are in progress for multiple clients. So this isn't a scenario where you're having to manage 100 clients. That is not this kind of ad agency. And Globe Runner is not the kind of agency where you're just going to have one. It's probably a mix of 5 to 10 to 12 mid-sized companies that none of them are full-time commitments, and your expertise is so important to be able to guide and direct the technical team in the execution of the work. Now, I want to talk briefly about the rewards and the benefits, because I don't see a whole lot of organizations that have a more robust offer of total rewards for employees. I mean, yes, the salary is commensurate with experience and it's super competitive. And it's not just designed to attract a great person, it's also designed to reward you over the long term with ongoing opportunities. And so you'll see this if you get involved in the organization, that there's a career path. It's not just this is a job and then you get replaced when you decide to leave. There's a path within the organization for increasing responsibility and income. The benefits, though, of course, they include health and dental and vision and all those things, but there's also some educational benefits and some long-term growth benefits and some cultural benefits. I would encourage you to download the total rewards overview for the company, because it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And it also includes what we call intangible things, where it's hard to put a financial value on it, but you know, if you're going to work for a company that's unethical, or you hate your boss, or there's no promotion opportunity, or there's no recognition, it's always discouraging, just how terrible that is and how draining it is. So there's a lot of perks and intangible benefits that are part of the culture that make this a place where people love to work. So please download that and take a look at that in a little bit more detail. Now, I want to jump back into what I was mentioning before about what's in this for you. You can definitely have a short-term view, like, look, I just need the money, or I've got to get back to work, or my current job sucks and I'm looking for something better. All those things are good, but they really are short-term returns. The real value for an opportunity like this is what I believe a long-term opportunity. And this gets back to, you got to have the end in mind. You got to know where you're going professionally and career-wise. If this is a path you want to nurture and develop and grow and move forward, then this is a place for you, because you've probably never thought about this, but how much you earn is actually your greatest asset in your whole life. Because if you add up all of your earnings annually over the course of your life, it's worth a lot more than any house you'll ever buy. So your future earnings capacity is impacted by how much you can increase your annual earnings. What that means is, if you're growing and you're developing and you're becoming more valuable to the marketplace, then your future earning potential is increasing dramatically. And over time, that has a huge impact in net worth. So professional growth is huge when it comes to the actual financial value to you and your family over time. So whether you want to become your own business owner one day, or become a consultant, or be a C-level executive in a similar company, or do sales, whatever it is, there's a lot of opportunity down the road if you excel in this type of a role and continue in your personal professional development. Now, this does lead into some requirements, though, because this is a consulting company. These folks at Globe Runner are consultants to their clients. So if you have done, all of these different activities, SEO and email marketing and content marketing and strategy for a company, and you've supported your own company with these types of activities, that's not good enough to work here. That's great experience, but what we're looking for are people that have already had a consulting role at some point in their career past with these types of services. They've probably already been working for an advertising agency of some sort or a digital marketing agency, or maybe been their own consultant to multiple clients simultaneously, and they know how to handle the activity volume, the complexity, the different strategies. It's not just one company that you're supporting. So that's really a huge differentiator in regard to who we're looking for. The other thing is you become a lot more valuable over time if you continue to work with multiple clients. I mean, I tell people in consulting that you're going to get like 10 years of experience in 3 years because you're learning so much from dealing with different companies simultaneously. And that's what gives you that long-term future value. So the job requirements beyond that also include a degree, which is preferable, or the equivalent amount of work experience, 3 to 5 years of relevant account management experience. Again, that's managing third-party clients in their digital marketing requirements, not doing it for an in-house organization for your own company. And then having a solid understanding of all these things. So we're going to ask you questions now. If we move forward with you in the next step of the process and you complete the questionnaire, we're going to ask you a little bit more about your background in some of these areas. And then, of course, technical skills. Of course, you've got to have Microsoft Office and Excel, Word capabilities. You know how to use Adobe and the internet and all these things. So probably no issues there. So next steps. At this point, if you're fired up, if this is exciting and you're even more interested after hearing all this, then we want more information from you. We're just going to tell you that right now. You wouldn't be at this point if we didn't have an interest in you. This is our way of respecting you and your time and giving you a lot of information up front so that now ball's in your court. If you want to take the next step with us, we want you to complete the questionnaire that is provided to you via the link in the email that was just sent to you with this link as well. Fill out that questionnaire and let us take a look at your information and schedule next steps with you. We will look at it right away. Again, this is fairly urgent, so we're moving forward quickly. But I also want to say in closing, no matter what happens to you, whether you're selected or not, we genuinely believe everybody's a rock star in the right role, in the right organization. So don't give up on your search, your quest for where to bloom. And regardless of what happens, we'll also give you access to some resources for interviewing and resume writing to be able to help you with your journey. So we leave you better off for having spent some time with us. Genuinely appreciate you taking the time to listen to this, and we're excited about seeing more information about you and your background that'll complement your resume through the questionnaire process. Again, thank you, and looking forward to seeing you on the next steps.